The following podcast contains spoilers for Leviathan, the 1989 American version, not the Russian one from like 2015. You have been warned?
Question mark? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to KFR News Radio. This is your host, Glenjamin Button, along with your host, Miguel Mogusto.
Oh, hello there, Glenn.
Felt like I was taking speed there for a second.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, too. We're
Right
two
then.
wild and crazy guys.
Let's slap our knees now.
Hey, I feel like it's been forever since I last talked to you.
I know.
It definitely hasn't been 3 days.
Not even close.
So you got any movies to discuss?
In 2 days, I can't even do it in a week. so, no, I've got nothing so far.
Saturday and Sunday, I just spent watching movies. So I got 4 movies, including Leviathan. Mm-hmm. The first one, you should see it for the title alone.
Along, too.
And along. It is called I'm a Cyborg, But That's Okay. It's directed by Chan Wook Park of Old Boy fame. Mm-hmm. And it is actually surprisingly lighthearted for being something from Chan Wook Park, and I highly suggest everyone sees it.
I will actually definitely watch that because he's great.
Something that's not so lighthearted, I already told you about this, is Ichi the Killer. It is based on an anime / manga / one of them / both of them. I don't remember which one, but it is directed by Takashi Miike. Yeah, Takashi Miike, or Miike. And it is essentially just like about over-the-top action, violent gore shit about the Yakuza gangs and all that. And it's so fucking funny at parts. Like, it's gross, it's disgusting, it's horrid, it's horrendous.
What isn't funny about that?
It's legitimately funny. Like,
Yeah.
Without getting into too much detail, there's this one character who's just so tired of being such a badass that when someone finally is able to make him scared, he gets excited about it. He's like, "Oh man, I'm so scared. I wonder what he's gonna do to me." It's just shit. It's so fucking funny, and I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but through translation and subtitles, it's hilarious.
Yeah. What's funny about this is you kind of expected me to have already watched it. You're like, Glenn, have you seen Ichi the Killer?
Only because it's Japanese. Nothing more than that, and it's
Yeah, I
based
was
on
like-
a manga.
No, I have not.
Is it manga or manga?
Manga.
Okay, I was right. For a second, I was like, "That sounds dumb," but no, I'm right, and it's just dumb.
Yeah.
And then I saw Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which is a French film that's been getting rave reviews about it, and I really wanted to like this. Like, I wanted to love it, but I was not like awed by it. It
Was this the movie that people sat right next to you twice?
Yes,
Oh,
in
Jesus.
an empty 658 seat auditorium, and it was a well made film. It had great acting. It was a good story. So you think I should like it, but the way it was shot was so incredibly boring and unimaginative.
Sometimes
Whereas-
that could take it out of you.
It really did. Like, essentially, it was just like one person's close up, another person's close up, going back to the first close up, back to this close up, and you could just tell that they thought the words were enough to keep you captivated, and it was enough to keep me interested, but not enough to keep me captivated.
Yeah.
Like, the story itself, I was like, okay, I'm in this for the ride, but I really just got bored with how it was filmed, which is a shame because it's got beautiful landscapes, and they should have taken advantage of that, and they just didn't. And
Kind of makes me sad.
yeah, I'm gonna see it again just to see if I feel the same way now that I know what to expect out of it. Because I was
Yeah.
expecting like this grand scale film, and I got this really small scale film. But I'm interested to see how I'm gonna feel the second time around. But I was not impressed this first time.
Okay, well, bring me with you if you do that, honestly.
I will. I definitely will.
Because the poster looked good.
It has some great visuals in it. Like, I love I would say there are probably 3 or 4 scenes that are fantastic,
Yeah.
and then the rest are just like, eh. And the 3 or 4 scenes are not enough or long enough to keep you interested, like, on the edge of your seat. Mm-hmm. Not that it's a suspenseful film, but, like, that it enthralled by the movie throughout. But yeah, I still think people should see it. Obviously, there's enough people out there that love this movie that are giving it the rave reviews. So you could completely disagree with me, and that's okay. Because I'm a cyborg, but that's okay.
That's allowed to happen.
Yeah. Let's jump into some movie news. What do you got for news?
All right, so my movie news is something we kind of touched on last week or 3 days ago, air quotes.
3 days ago for us, it'll be probably around a week by the time this episode comes out.
So it's basically about Tom Holland and his movie Uncharted, which is a video game movie that's going to be happening, that's been trying to happen since the first game came out, like 10 years ago. They seem to have cast Antonio Banderas in a role which I do not know yet, to be honest.
Interesting.
And they also got a new director, which I'm pretty sure by now they've gone through 5 or 6 at least.
Yeah.
But the director is Ruben Fleischer.
That name sounds familiar.
He made Venom and
Okay.
a couple other movies too.
I honestly I liked Venom. I know a lot of people, especially fans of Venom, had their problems with it, but it was way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. So I'm not mad that they're making a second one.
No, and apparently Fleischer's been like with Sony, like making things for like over 10 years. So like, so I guess that they're like, you know what? He's been our good boy. Let's reward him.
Yeah, definitely.
With something else.
Well, my movie news is also a casting. The good old franchise that has definitely not been outplayed, Fast and Furious.
No.
Well, what would you say if I told you that in the Fast and Furious film just titled F9, which Function 9, I don't know what that does on the keyboard, but it's got to do something.
It's got to be something there.
It's got to be something. Ben Stiller has been cast as a role.
I was going to go for this article first, and I was like, I'll let it. I'll figure it out.
So no details of his role has emerged, but I mean, I think he's going to be comedic relief in some facet.
I hope so,
because it is Ben Stiller, and honestly, I'm not mad.
No, I'm not mad. I was kind of upset with Kurt Russell being in it, and he kind of was just like this generic like government.
Oh yeah,
op guy.
He's better than that.
But Ben Stiller should be a good one. I just hope he's not in like a serious role. Like he's got to be something comedic, like actually funny.
Yeah, definitely. But that's just it for my news. Do you got any more news?
That is that.
All right, let's jump into Leviathan, 1989, not the Russian version from 2015 or 16.
That good old American.
That's actually the full title of the film.
Yep. No spaces.
No spaces.
It was an experiment that tampered with nature's most basic laws. It went terribly wrong. It was buried 5 miles down. Now, a crew of undersea miners is about to stumble upon this terrifying secret.
Shack to 7. What's going on out there, Williams?
My God, are you picking this up?
Look at that. Leviathan.
Currently with a Russian fleet in the Baltic Sea.
Currently it's rusted junk and we're looking at it. What's your air reading?
20 minutes. Do something quick.
We've lost him. My crew's in jeopardy.
But you have no proof.
I'm ordering you to start an emergency medical evacuation.
What if it turns out to be nothing?
Help me. It's already killed one man.
My breather stopped. I'm losing compression. I can't breathe.
Whatever got Six-Pack and Bowman, it's still here.
I feel something. Somebody's alive in here.
What's going on? Six-Pack. Six-Pack, answer.
Hey, don't go in there. Don't touch anything.
What are you trying to tell us, Doc?
It absorbs the intelligence of its victim.
Thank goodness you're still alive.
When are you coming?
I say we protect ourselves.
Leviathan, 1989. Everything Mike said after that. An American deep-sea mining colony stumbles upon a sunken Soviet vessel hiding in horrific secret. Fuck, I really had that one. Hiding a horrific secret.
So close.
Directed by George P. Cosmatos.
That's
what I said. Writers are David Webb Peoples. And David Webb Peoples.
Yeah. There's one more. Who is it?
Oh, yeah.
Jeb Stewart.
Screenplay is also by David Webb Peoples.
No, you missed Jeb Stewart.
Oh, is he in the one more credit? Because I can't see him.
Yeah.
And Rod Stewart.
Who stars in this movie?
Leviathan stars Peter Weller, Richard Crenna, Amanda Pays, Ernie Hudson, Daniel Stern. There's actually a bunch of people in this movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like people you've seen in movies, like, regardless.
Most notably Peter Weller, Daniel Stern, and Ernie Hudson as RoboCop, Marv from Home Alone, and I forget his character's name in Ghostbusters, but Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw Daniel Stern, I was just like, thank you, Glenn. Thank you for assigning us this film.
So, Leviathan. How do we start with this?
I honestly, with the rise of movies so bad that they're good, I'm surprised more people aren't talking about this one.
Yeah, I saw you had that comment in your status, but I kept it hushed from my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is surprisingly better than I expected, but also still not good, you know?
Yeah, it's terrible, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
It's definitely a product of the 80s. You know how I know this, Glenn?
Tell me.
Because there is a scene where everyone's being checked out by the doctor, and of course, the one woman who's being examined by the doctor is wearing lingerie, which, as we know, is very practical for scuba diving.
Absolutely.
Scuba diving and drilling. It is the most practical underwear. It is the most comfortable. And honestly, we should all wear lingerie when we go scuba diving.
Wait, do you actually not?
I mean, I've never been scuba diving, but I definitely would if I...
Well, get ready to be comfortable and sexy. Yes,
man.
and also it doesn't help that the whole cast is a product from the 80s.
Yeah, definitely. And there's got so many good, bad one-liners.
Yeah, my favorite's the last one that we'll get to.
Yeah. The first one I wrote down was "Go suck on a shrimp six-pack." I don't know what exactly that's supposed to mean, but
it means exactly what it is.
Yeah. And then my favorite one is this might be your favorite one too, where they're talking to the CEO or something of the company. She's on the surface, they're below the surface, obviously, like 5 miles down. This
one actually hurt.
And she says, "I realize you've gone through hell." And Ernie Hudson goes, "Gone? Bitch, we still here." Oh, man. It's so fucking terrible. I love it.
But yeah, oh my God, this movie's so... It can be cringy, it can be cheesy, it can be hilarious. It's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Obviously, it takes a lot of inspiration from movies like Aliens or The Thing, or just there's another one in there somewhere. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, it's honestly Aliens mixed with The Abyss and mixed with The Thing.
Exactly.
That's like equal parts all the way through.
Yep.
That is this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know if it's like it was. I doubt it's like cash grab, but maybe they just wanted in on it too, and.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't think with this cast, like, it could have been a really well done movie, but I don't think with this cast and how the story was laid out. Like, I like the idea of finding something like in like trenches of the sea, because if you're going to find something out there that's like alien like or anything like that, that's most likely the place you're going. Like Cloverfield, because that's kind of where they found it, isn't it?
Yeah,
because a satellite crashed into the ocean or some shit like that.
There was another movie that recently came out that actually parallels this quite a bit to an extent. It's that Kristen Stewart movie Underwater came out earlier this year.
John Clark was telling me to watch that.
It's actually, that movie's surprisingly fun. Like, I'm not going to come out here and say it's a great movie, but it's a good, fun popcorn movie that I really wish got more love, because there's a reveal at the end, and I'm not going to say what the reveal is, but the director confirmed that it is a certain thing. Again, look it up if you want to. I'm not going to spoil it. And I really wish that there would be a sequel for it. And you know me, I never wish for sequels, but I want there to be a sequel for this, just because of the possibilities.
Hopefully it'll happen.
That's for Underwater, not for Leviathan. I don't really care if there's a sequel for Leviathan.
I was about to say, I think there actually is, weirdly enough.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the special effects art was done by Stan Winston, the uncomparable Stan Winston, who has done things for like Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, Aliens. He was like the go-to guy in the 80s and 90s for special effects. And you know, as cheesy as this movie is, the effects are actually pretty good in it.
Yeah.
And
I think the only thing that held back from what the effects did was that it seemed like they were told not to harm like some of the props.
Yeah, they were very gentle with the props, which kind of took you out of the film a little bit. I call it a
like,
film like this is some kind of high art movie.
Yeah. So like there's parts where there's like people like getting strangled, and they're like trying. It seems like they're trying to be careful with the prop instead of like, you know, being attacked by it and trying to rip it off.
I would say the worst one was when De Jesus was attacked and attacked his arm. And instead of ripping at the arm, he just started like flailing around and grabbing at things, and he like pulled wires off of the thing. But yeah, you could tell that, like, you know, usually in things like that with higher budgets, they have multiple versions of the creature or whatever. But this, I probably feel like they probably had one, and they're like, whatever you do, don't damage it.
Yeah, there was one where they like kind of chainsawed it off. Yeah, but even then, like, it seemed like even though it was ripping apart, it seemed like they like put the chainsaw gently up to it, and then it kind of did its split part. And I was like, oh, well, that's not how that would work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is honestly just like a fun movie. It's not, like we said, it's not great.
It's definitely not meant to be, at least should not be taken seriously. I don't know if it was not meant to be, but should not be taken seriously. Definitely watch it as a bad movie, because you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, definitely.
But you'll have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say about this other than maybe talking about that final scene. Should we?
I do have. Do you think Ernie Hudson only got this role because Eddie Murphy was offered to do it?
Was he?
No. That's how he got Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's how he got Ghostbusters.
I feel bad for Ernie Hudson, because he could have been in a lot of good stuff.
Like, I feel like even after Ghostbusters, people didn't hire him, and he's my favorite part of the Ghostbuster movies. Like, he was
the most real version or part of it.
Yeah, he was the everyman, and like, it just. He gets shysted all the time. Like, he's never in like the pictures. He's not on the poster or anything. And yeah, he's definitely my favorite part. So I'm bummed that he doesn't get as much love as he deserves.
Yeah, he definitely didn't have the career he should have had.
Hold up.
Tell me.
I might have missed this part. First of all, in the beginning, they have a text that says 16,000 feet. That is just over 16,000 feet below sea level. That is just over 3 miles. But yet they keep switching to 2 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles.
They said 2 miles a lot.
Yeah, and it's just over 3 miles. I don't remember seeing this, but the first trivia on their IMDb page is this movie is set in the year 2027.
No way.
What part of this fucking movie supposed, like, other than the suits, but like, we're in a different world. Own the 80s, like, just run with it.
There's nothing in this movie that, I guess maybe some of the props and I guess the scuba suit,
like
but
the technology for being under there.
The technology is literally
just make it like some secret government thing, like, because
that's kind of hilarious.
Other than that, there's nothing that points. They still have. Did they think people were going to wear shoulder pads forever? I mean, yes, they're coming back, but they were gone for a solid 30 years before they're coming back. Oh man,
that is confusing and interesting at the same time. Oh my god,
I kind of love it. But my favorite part of this movie, well, there's a lot of good parts of this movie, is the end scene where they all go to the surface after blowing up both the monster and the underwater station that they had. But hold up, they didn't blow up the monster. And no one seems to give a fuck about Ernie Hudson in this. Like, he gets eaten.
He just, gets smothered to death.
Yeah, he gets killed, and no one's like, "Oh, we got to save Ernie." He's like, "No, he's dead." No one sheds a tear. And then fucking Peter Weller, in RoboCop fashion, RoboCop meets Michael Jordan in Space Jam, gets a bomb from the helicopter.
Is that where he got it from? I thought he just shoved it up his ass and found it later and was
no.
Yeah, by the way.
He swam to the helicopter, grabbed something, I guess, that was supposed to be a bomb, said, "Ah, motherfucker," before doing a...
Said, "Say, ah, motherfucker."
Say, "Ah, motherfucker,"
and
before
then
doing
Kobe'd that shit
Kobe.
straight to the monster.
Back then, it was probably more of
Jordan
or Dr. J.
Yeah.
One of those. I'm not big on basketball, but like for R.I.P. Kobe, and shot it into the monster's mouth. And I laughed my fucking ass off.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
Say motherfucker.
Say motherfucker.
And then just chuck that shit at him.
And then no one even tries to get Jones's body. He's just gone.
Nope.
And then Peter Weller straight up punches a woman in the face. Equal rights, motherfucker. Am I right? No, there's you should never.
How are you feeling? Punches her right in the jaw.
Just much better now.
Better now.
Just so everyone knows, that was a joke. You should never punch anyone.
No.
But it's just I was not expecting that from an '80s movie. I thought it was a bold choice. Mm-hmm. And I'm for it.
Yeah, when that
honestly.
happened, I fell asleep the night before, like watching it, like halfway through, and then because I watched it at like 1 a.m, and then I watched it the next morning, and basically that was like 20 minutes into like me watching. I'm like, did he just knock a bitch out?
Yes, he did. Apparently, that actress who plays the woman he punches is from Reading, Pennsylvania. So
yeah, are those her real eyes though? Because that freaks me out.
Yeah, they are her real eyes.
Gorgeous, but freaks me out.
Yeah.
Who would you personally say is the unsung hero of this movie?
How do you mean?
Well, most people are like oh man, he's such a hero. Like, he got him and her out of there, and he got the girl at the end, and he's not really handsome, but he got the girl at the end. Oh my God, he's such a hero. They saved each other. Or are you the type of person, which I'm sure you are, like me, who goes, Doc's really the hero of this movie because he tried killing everything from escaping.
Honestly, the world would be better off if Doc's plan worked.
Yeah.
I would say Doc is, but if Doc is out of the question because they try to make him kind of like a sub villain.
Yeah.
I would say Ernie Hudson's character, because dude held an automatic sliding metal door for fucking 5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes, yeah.
I know it's fake, and it was just someone pushing the door. But if that were a real door, that would have crushed him.
Oh yeah, I was actually waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, so was I. And then like after they went through, I was like, okay, now it's gonna crush him, and it never did. Dude, strongest man alive. Ernie Hudson, strongest man alive. You heard it here first.
Got his
folks.
PhD in strongest men alive.
Yeah, logically, Doc is the hero. But
it's funny because they definitely made him out to be like more of a villain or somebody who's just terrible.
I feel like our world now is much more cynical and understands the concept of sacrificing a few for the better of many,
That's why I like Thanos so much.
Yeah. Thanos was okay. He had some good ideas.
Okay. I mean, that's all I've really got to say about it.
Yeah, same here. So I guess we should move on to the judgment. It was your choice, so I guess you should go.
Like we said, this is more of a movie that you kind of just sit down, watch, expect a bad time. Actually, now I'm confused because as I'm saying, this is definitely a movie you want to sit down, watch, and know that you're probably not going to enjoy it for being at least a solid, good movie. Mm-hmm. But because it's so bad that it ended up being good, like now I'm confused. Like, did we put it on the shelf, boy? Because like, hey, we recommend that you watch it.
The way you just phrased that,
my mind here.
You just exploded my mind, mainly from the way you phrased it. But
yeah, that's because I was having like a seizure as I was saying. I'm like, oh my god, do I put it on the shelf now? Yeah, I'm not going to put it on the shelf.
Yeah, I was honestly going to lean with whatever direction you went.
Yeah,
and hear what you had to say. It is a fun movie. I suggest everyone watches it with a group of friends. Mm-hmm. If you are not a teetotaler like I am, drink with your friends while you watch it. It'd probably make it more fun. But yeah, it is not worthy of being on the shelf with the likes of We the Animals, Postle.
It belongs on a shelf that's kind of like out in the back where the company can't see it.
You know those weird shelves in Blockbuster when that used to be a thing that were like corner shelves, and the movies that were like on the inside of those shelves were like never rented. Is this
exactly?
Yeah, it's those ones where like it's there. You're aware that it's there. Maybe one day someone will watch it and have fun with it, but I'm not going to tell you to do it.
No,
but also do it.
Conveniently up to you.
So, Leviathan, 1989 version, not the Russian version from 2015 or 16, whatever year it is.
Working title.
Does not make it onto the shelf. That brings us to our plugs for this week. Glenjamin Theodore Button. What is your plug for this week?
So, when I was looking for a plug, I was getting a little hungry. I'm not going to lie. I'm always hungry. So it was convenient that I came across this plug on YouTube called Binging with Babish.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish. I want to thank you all very much for participating in the Reddit AMA last week. So this week, I'm going to be recreating the top voted suggestion, which was Ratatouille.
I love Binging with Babish.
So, as a few of you know, few of you being me and Mike, Binging with Babish is a guy on YouTube who just makes a bunch of meals and stuff. Mainly, he recreates iconic and obscure foods too, if you want to fight people, but foods from your favorite movies, TV shows, and in dazzling 4K. And he makes these banging looking dishes that I wish I could eat my monitor just so I can get a taste of what he's cooking up. You know what I'm saying? Makes all kinds of stuff. So I recommend Binging with Babish.
The entire channel?
Everything.
Everything with Binging with Babish.
I'm hungry. I need to look at it and watch it.
So Binging with Babish on YouTube. My plug is also on YouTube. As you know, I believe we talked about it briefly last week. The film The Invisible Man came out, which honestly I had no interest in seeing until it started getting rave reviews. It is a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Really?
I just found out that it's directed by Lee Wannell, who directed Upgrade with Logan Marshall Green from a year or two back.
Still yet to watch that.
And that was a really fun movie. So I actually have some high hopes for this movie now, The Invisible Man. And what I'm recommending is on Mayhem Mendez on YouTube. There is a Invisible Man behind the scenes featurette. It's about 4.5 minutes long, and it is pretty. It's always cool to see how things are made, just to see how people work, and it's really cool to look at. So that's going to be the Invisible Man behind the scenes on YouTube. The channel is Mayhem Mendez.
It's a very human and relatable story. I love taking this larger, more fantastical idea of a man who is invisible and terrorizing this woman, something that is seemingly impossible and something that is, either sci-fi or horror, whatever it is, and marrying that with an incredibly human story of a woman who is trying to recover who she was and trying to find her voice and trying to speak out about something and not be judged for it or hit for it. To me, that the marriage of those two in this film is what is what I love about it and what I'm proud of.
So Cecilia Cass is the main character, and I wanted someone who was a strong woman, talented, capable person. I wanted her to be someone with her whole life in front of her who was suddenly cut short by a relationship. By getting into the wrong relationship, she found herself in this really controlling situation where she was stifled as a human being and couldn't do anything. She was suffocated by her partner. And so she escapes from that situation, and I wanted her to find her strength throughout the movie. And that was what interested me about her character, was seeing somebody who didn't really believe in themselves or have confidence in themselves get stronger.
Got it.
So, those are our 2 plugs for this week. We're going to try something different for the next episode. We have found, and by we I mean me, but Glenn gave me the idea to look for it.
Just like everything else, I come up with an idea and Mike does all the work.
I make it happen. So we are going to have, there's this thing called Netflix Roulette on realgood.com. And I guess, I'm hoping, we've never done this before, so it could be wrong. You pick
real-time reactions, baby.
You pick a genre, IMDb score, Rotten Tomatoes score, and just hit spin, and it selects a movie for you. We're going to do all genres, any score for both Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Just see what we get. I know Netflix has a lot of Bollywood movies, so there's a good chance that this might be a Bollywood movie.
It's at least 90% solid.
90% solid. So, without any further ado, I'm going to hit spin now. And we have... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Man, that's going to be a good one.
Oh, God. Can I spin one time?
It depends what it is.
Okay, it is Half Girlfriend. It's a Bollywood movie. 4.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, 2 hours and fucking 15 minutes for a drama romance that is 4.3.
I think I remember seeing this, like, not seeing it, but like...
Oh, God.
Yeah, spin again.
Okay. We're going to spin again. You can keep as much of that in as you want. I think it'd be funny. We have the authority to veto up to twice.
Yep.
This is my veto. If Glenn doesn't like the next choice, he gets to veto the next one. Oh, God. That couldn't have gone any worse. Okay. Spinning again. Oh, man. This could go either way. The Forest on Netflix.
I was going to say, I played that game.
Which one is it? There's multiple things called The Forest.
What year is it? Is this the one with Natalie Dormer? Because there's a show called The Forest and the movie with Natalie Dormer called The Forest.
Yeah.
Which have you seen? Because we could just pick The Forest with Natalie Dormer.
I have not seen. All right, let's do The Forest with Natalie Dormer.
That works for me.
So that's definitely what was spun on this.
Yeah, definitely not the other one.
Not the Thailand one.
Didn't exist anyway.
So, on Netflix, we have The Forest.
My sister, Jess.
And I.
We're identical twins. When something happens to one of us, the other one can tell. It's hard to explain, but I can just feel it. She's in trouble, and she needs me.
Your sister went into Aokigahara Forest. It's where lost people go to commit suicide.
What? I'm coming, Jess.
Glenn, would you do the honors of reading, or would you like me to?
I will do the honors if I can just click on that synopsis there. The Forest, directed by Jason Zada, written by Nick Antaska and Sarah Cornwell.
And
stars
Ben Kedai or Katai.
I don't click on the one more credit.
You gotta click on the one more credit. He did things.
It stars Natalie Dormer. I'm assuming that's Ian Mackin and Stephanie Vaught. The Forest is about a woman goes into Japan's suicide forest to find her twin sister and confronts supernatural terror.
Holy shit, did you just read that without stuttering or stumbling?
I did almost mess up, so let's just take that into account.
But,
I'm looking at the score on this son of a bitch right now, and God.
What is it?
4.8 out of 10.
34 Metacritic score. 4.8 out of 10. We're in for a bad ride no matter what. But you know what? This is to help us.
It's all right. We haven't watched a horror like film
and it's only an hour and 33 minutes, so
we can do this.
At the very least, we get a look at Natalie Dormer for an hour and 33 minutes.
I have done that once already. I can do.
Yeah. Have you seen this movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So I guess that will be... We'll see how this experiment goes. We're going to do it a few times. The rules are now that we had a terrible spin. I get a veto, Glenn gets a veto, and then we pick, assuming that it's on Netflix, we pick...
Pretty much it's best of 3.
Yeah, best of 3. So I guess that will do it for this week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. As always, you can visit our website, KeystoneFilmReview.com. Instagram, we are Keystone_Film_Review. Twitter, we are Keystone_Film. Facebook, we are Keystone Film Review. On Letterboxd, I am Mike KFR.
And I am Glenn KFR.
And that will do it until next week when we watch a movie that a freaking algorithm described or picked for us, The Forest. Who's going to go first with this one? We don't know. We're going to have to figure that shit out.
You know, that's actually... Is there like a KFR roulette where we can just veto each other to go first?
I mean, I can... We'll figure something
it out.
Yeah, okay, bye, everybody.
See ya.